Hi there, my name is Emily and welcome to my weekly update video for my cross stitch. It is Wednesday, February the 5th. It's exactly 5 p.m. I don't know how much light we've got, same story as last week, but a bit later on. So we're going to do the best that we can right now. So I'm going to launch straight in. I've had a good week stitching. My stitches are a lot less than last week because I have been working earlies. And it turns out when I do earlies, I don't have a lot of energy for the rest of the day, which is no mistake. I mean, no surprise. I start work at 5 in the morning. I leave the house at 20 past 4. And yeah, it's no surprise that I'm then tired come the evening. So I have been stitching, but not to the same capacity that I stitched the week before, where I was mostly off work. So the whole of this week, I did 7,188 stitches, which is 2,000 less than last week, but that's still 1,000 a day, so that's okay, I think. Right, before we lose the light, I'm going to launch in and show you my cross stitch before it all goes a bit wrong. So the first thing I'm going to show you is the Cross Stitch Studios Mystery Sal. The third piece was released on the 31st. I put in a whole 361 stitches into this in last week. So I actually started the third page. This is her head. So there's skin and then the hair comes off the skin. So that's head. So there's the third page. It's actually colouring up really well considering it's rapidly getting dark. Yeah. So a little tiny start here. These are all shades of white basically, but I think you can see if it'll focus on it, there's like 6 colours in that tiny little bit of white, which isn't all white. There's no white actually. There's no white, no black, which is lovely. I've got the hiccups. I always get the hiccups when I sit down to record. Okay, so that was just a tiny little bit of stitching. I've also put in quite a bit. I got a bit stuck. I didn't know what to stitch on before the month turned because I'd met my goals and I was a bit like, I don't know what to stitch on. So I pulled out my Mill Hill Christmas Village from Flossmas and I picked up the Daily News, which was the second piece, and I put in a total of 1,207 stitches. So the Daily News looked like this the last time I think I took a picture when I started stitching on it, and now it looks like this. So you can see its border here, the snow around the top, it comes down the side here. This is where I made the huge counting mistake because I didn't account for these stitches here. So I've been filling it in and we're getting there. We are getting there. It's got an upstairs, it's got a bit of the top of the roof in. 1,207 stitches into it, and I think it's looking quite well there. So all I'm going to do each month is do all the cross stitch on one of these 12. Yeah, the one on the end there's gone. One of these 12 pieces, and they all got started in Flossmas and are at various points. I think the one with the next most stitches is the fire station here. But last month I put my stitches into the tree farm. So the tree farm is complete cross stitch wise. So now the next one is getting completed cross stitch wise. And then next year I'm going to aim to do beading and back stitch. I don't know if I'll get them completely finished at one a month. It might be one every other month. We will see. But that's for next year. This year is simply the cross stitch. And I think I'm maybe over half done. I think I'm maybe over half finished on the cross stitch there. Okay. So then I've got my 4 Whipgo goals. I have not yet touched the Amazing Animal Kingdom. C'est la vie. I will get to it. I haven't touched it yet. Didn't touch it last week. Next one here, a Celtic Lady, summer, 5,000 stitches. I have altogether put in 1,216 stitches into it now. It's dramatically different. Here is a photograph of what it looked like before I started stitching on it. I did stitch on it a little bit in January. I've decided just to call it good and keep counting. It's too fussy for me to go, oh, well, I did that on the 31st of January and this in February, so this counts and this doesn't. I'm not being that precise. This is my Whipgo. I can do as I please. So I've just shown you a picture of what it looked like before. Now it looks like this. So what have I done? I put a little bit more into this R here and then got bored of that. I moved the Q-snap to here and I've stitched her hand, which was over one, her cuff first, then her hand, and it's backstitched because it's only one line of backstitch. I've stitched the basket, all of the stitching is in the basket, the gaps are beads, and then I brought her dress down to there, literally holding a strand of each colour, parking it, moving them down another inch, and then moving down. And then last night I just finished off the threads that I had going to the point I'd had enough. I've got 2 and a gold left to stitch in there for now. So this whole front of her dress is new, this bit here is new, and then about this much along here is new. So that has been, where are we? Summer 1206. So I've done about a quarter of my goal. So she's going to be quite done. There's going to be quite a lot, but her skirt comes right. Her skirt comes this way, right down to about here. So yeah, there's a lot to go. And there's a massive skirt hanging out there, but we'll put another 3,800 stitches into her and we will see where it looks there. So that's where it is. So lots of stitching went into that one. I'm motoring along because the light's going. Now my Nutcracker looked like this the last time I filmed it, before it got picked out for Whipgo. I've put in 1,522, so I've got 2,000 stitches left to go on my Nutcracker, which is good. That's quite good. I'm quite happy with that. And now it looks like this. And I've put in quite a few pinks. I've put in some red. I put in, I think, well, quite a bit of this red. And I've been putting in pinks, and then I've started working on his moustache. And I'm going to do a big chunk of white, and I'm going to do a big chunk of this, what's going to be navy blue down there. So 2,000 more stitches to go into the Nutcracker to meet my goal. Very doable. It's 18 count Ada. It's really, really nice, easy stitch. The only trouble I'm having with it is there's a lot of confetti here, and with it being 4 shades of white on white, I'm getting in a bit of a tizzle with it, but it's not going to matter if one stitch is 1, 2, I've literally put about 3 stitches in the wrong place. I'm not going to sweat it. It's not like I've put a navy blue stitch in his white trim. I've put a white stitch 2 stitches along from where the white stitch should be. The slightly different coloured white stitch. So he's coming along, liking him very much. And then my last Whipgo is Renato Parolin's Seasons Trees, a goal of 5,000, and I'm currently at 1,317. So I've got about another 3,700 stitches to go into this. Yeah, this is, Winter Tree will be done without a shadow of a doubt. Here's what it looked like when I picked it up. I did stitch on this in January, but it's my Whipgo board. I can do that if I want. It now looks like this. So what did I do? I did indeed frog out the border that I did not like, and I found a DMC variegated, like frosty brown colour, greyish brown, and I've put that all the way round. I continued the border past where it would be a rectangle, and I've done half of one of these loops, and then Autumn's colours will pick up the other half, and then the border will carry on with Autumn. That must be stuck on a, yeah, my needle's just stuck there. It's on a magnet actually. I am going to just tuck that in because otherwise it's going to be, yeah, the magnet's now loose. The magnet has a googly eye on it. The front of the magnet's fallen off when I picked all my pieces up. So what I decided to do, I didn't do the ground of this, the colours it should have been. This is all just, I'm now picking my own colours. So I picked an olivey green and then I picked a really frosty green and did the ground that the animals will stand on. And then the second colour in this tree, the light just changed dramatically there. There we go. It's the same colour as the border. So it's got like this frosty edge to the tree. That's all the cross stitches in the tree done. There is a lot of little backstitch branches in this tree, and there was an awful lot of berries. We have an awful lot of berries. I've decided my tree is going to be bare. It's not going to have any red berries on it at all because it's winter and the birds have already gubbed them. I'm going to put the leaves, these like wintry wispy leaves, and I'm going to change up the colours a bit so they're a bit more dried up and dead for winter. So I'm going to do the animals at the bottom, the animals in the tree, all the robins, and then all the backstitch of the tree and the leaves, but not the berries. So I will be moving along to autumn once winter's tree is done, because 5,000 stitches is quite a lot. So that's that one. So that's my Whipgo pieces, all shown. I know I've rattled through those, but you can see the light is heaving away here very quickly. I just need to answer Flora. Hang on. There we go. Sorry, she just sent me a message. She's just gone out, popped round to the shops, so I just needed to answer her there. She's making cake. She takes cake for her and her boyfriend to school. She's funny. Right. So the only thing, I've got two things, possibly about 20 things to show you. I've got two things to show you. I've got my treasure hunt bookshelf, which I have stitched on every day. I've put 1,130 stitches into it this week. So still technically in December stitches, but I've let the target of 1% a month go for this year. I may get back on the horse next year, we'll see. But to free up space to stitch on everything else, my treasure hunt bookshelf, which I was struggling to keep up with, if I'm perfectly honest. So last time I filmed it looked like this. This week it looks like this. I'm kind of concentrating on this book here, and I really want to know what this is here. So I'm kind of concentrating on this area and then pulling the colours down. So I'm staying where I am for now. I think actually I'm going to move the Q-snap this way a little bit so that I can reach these stitches here better, because I like to put my phone here when I'm stitching on my Q-snap. So I need to move this here. So I'm going to move it for next week, but it'll still be the same piece of picture, only the fox won't be here. The fox will be over here. So that's what I'm going to do, and I'm getting along with it. I am putting in a strand. Last two nights I put in 66 and 50 stitches. Normally it's around the 200 mark, but last night and the night before I was super tired. It was my last job before going to bed, and it's like, no, I need to stop and put at least one strand into this before I go to bed so that I do stitch on it. Technically I only need to put one stitch. If I reach the point where I just need to put one stitch into it so I stitch on it every single day this year, I will do that. Hopefully I'll always be able to put in a bit more. I'm going to sort of set 50 as my lower boundary, and anything over that is an absolute win, but 50 is my lowest boundary, I think, for it. Okay, so what else have I got to show you? I have put in 400 stitches on something else. I'm watching Adelaide Stitches. If you're not watching Adelaide Stitches, go and watch Adelaide Stitches. She posts every day until the 14th of February. She's doing Valentine stitching. Loads of good ideas. I really like watching her. And if she watches me, which I don't think she does, but if she does, I know we've got a lot of crossover people because she stitches things that I like. She does a lot of Tiny Modernist and a lot of little things that I really like. Yeah, she is absolutely enabling me. It's getting quite bad now. to the point that I bought this. This is 324. My fabric is en route. 324 is a marvellous, marvellous piece. Oh, so many stitches are stitching this. I, of course, will be stitching this with my master set, every single DMC colour. I can't wait to get it started. I have ordered a piece of 32 count opalescent even weave from Lakeside Needlecraft, which apparently it will fit on. I really hope it will. I will double, triple check before I stitch it. But this, I bought this with a Christmas present from Sue. Sue's really lovely. So Sue, I spent my Christmas present on a pattern that I really wanted. And I also got, just because that was less than my Christmas voucher was, I randomly got some Classic Colourworks and Gentle Arts, and there's a loose rainbow there for something in the future. I don't have a definite project in mind for these, but there's a red, an orange, a yellow, a lime green, a green, 2 blues and 2 purples. And that spent my voucher very, very nicely. So I was really happy with those. So thank you very much. That was very lovely surprise. And that was from the Talking Dog Stitchery, which is in the UK. They dispatched very quickly, received beautifully packaged. And now I have 324 to stitch. It will be stitched from a paper pattern. I'm good with that. And when my fabric arrives, hey ho, maybe next week we'll have another start. Very probably. I might not be able to stop myself. So I made an order from Lakeside Needlecraft, and what did I order? I had a think. I had a little brain blip. Jules at Long Dog released another sampler pattern. It was actually last week, I think the day I filmed it was released. I think it was the Wednesday. And it's a companion piece to Fish and Ships. I can't remember what even it's called. I'm going to put a picture of it here and Fish and Ships here. Yeah, they're not that big. And I thought, ooh, wouldn't it be lovely to stitch one and stitch the other in reversals? So I've still got this beautiful piece of Belladonna Garibaldi's Needleworks that I was gifted. It is, oh, it's that colour. It is deepest, inkiest purple. That first bit there where it's a big piece. This is more than big enough. It's not blue, it's purple. It showed purple that first time I held it up then. There, that's the colour it is. It's purple. Oh, I never get the right colour. There it is. So it's dark and wonderful. And I rooted about and saw what else I had, and I found this. This is a Zweigart printed sea splash or something, or sea foam or something like that. This, however, is not 18 count or 36 count. This is 18 and 18 is 36. Yeah, this is not 36 count. This is 28 count, which is really sad because they would not come out the same size. I obviously need them to come out the same size. So I ordered a fabric flare piece of 18 and 18 is 36 count even weave. It might actually be 18 count Ada, I can't remember, from Lakeside Needlecraft, that looks as close to this, which is actually aqua. It's really quite aqua. It's not green. That's purple and that's aqua. Anyway, I'll put a little clip from Lakeside Needlecraft of the actual fabric I've ordered so you can see what colour that is. And I've ordered 2 dinky dies, which I think will match. And then I went a bit nuts and ordered some beads. I've got deepest, darkest. They're purple. I did a not bad job matching the purple beads and the purple fabric. They're matte, they're not shiny. And then these match better in real life. The fabric's more these tone. The beads are showing really true. The fabric's not. The fabric is this colour in these darker bits here. Like this piece here is this colour. Just about. Maybe there. I don't know if I've got the guts to do 2 long dogs in beads. I don't know if I have the money to buy the beads. Possibly. Apparently there's 400 beads in here. Now we know long dogs are like that size long dogs. I've not bought the patterns yet. Are going to be 28,000 stitches. There's 400 beads. It's not 28,000 beads. Might be too many. But I might do bits and pieces of them in beads. These were just samples to see if I could match the colours okay. And obviously it's purple on the mint and mint on the purple, one and the other. And then hopefully my dinky dyes will be the equivalent, will be the purple and will be the mint. We'll see how I get along with that, but my brain is definitely churning. So there's 2 patterns there, and I got those as well. Those are shiny. They're not right at all. They're not the right colour. They're not the right feel. They're not, but they're almost blue in comparison to the fabric. So, you know, I got some trial beads, but I can buy bigger bags of these. But I don't think I can do a whole long dog in beads, just because that number of beads is pretty much cost prohibitive when I'm trying not to. So back to Adelaide. They're not Adelaide. Back to Adelaide. She showed us some Valentines freebies. Now last year I stitched, well the last 2 years I've stitched Richard Valentine pieces. The first year I never even showed you it. It was an Emma Congdon, The Best Is Yet to Come. I might filch it out, it's on the wall upstairs at some point. But I stitched that for him. We were we were quite new then. We'd been together a little while, but not too long. And last year I stitched the little heart coming out of the envelope that I found on X Cross Stitch Patterns X, I think, or one of those Etsy shops. Really lovely ones. And then Adelaide showed me this year's hands-on design freebie, who she does every year for her husband. And I looked at it and I thought, yeah, I'm gonna stitch that. So I rootled about. I was nearly late for work yesterday because I was messing about rootling for stuff, and I found this small piece of, it's linen, but it's printed, it's white on the back. And I'm going to put up a picture of the freebie because it's free to distribute and use. You just go to her website, sign up for her newsletter, and then that bit unlocks and you can get the freebie. So that's lovely. I stitched the F is for Flamingo for Flora as well from her. I am doing a little bit of frogging because I've got the wrong colour. So I was moochling along picking colours when I realised I should have left for work 10 minutes ago. So I got to work right on time yesterday. It's nearly dark. So that's what I've done. I think it's 40 count. The stitches are tiny, absolutely tiny. I'm doing it over 2. It is a linen, but it is printed and it's green. So I picked 4 colours, but I'm taking out, this is copper, Gentle Art, I think, copper. I'm taking that out and I'm going to get a darker green. I'm going to get a green that tones with this green. And it's just, You Have My Heart. And I'm just going to, I'll mount it like in a card almost, and I might put our initials in the top 2 pieces of the heart there. Maybe, we'll see. Anyway, it's not a lot of stitching in it. I've done 400 of them. It is tiny. Look, they're tiny. And I'm going over 2. So I'm pretty sure it's 40 count. I don't think it's 46. It's tiny though. So that's what I'm doing at the moment. He is sick in bed with the flu. He's actually got proper bona fide flu. He's not well at all. He's sick in bed. Boom. I phoned him when I finished work and went, "You still alive?" And he was like, "Yes." I was like, "Yeah, good. Stay alive. I'll be home." I'm not sympathetic. I totally am sympathetic. I'm very straightforward, you know. Anyway, so that's that, and I am seriously considering doing, it's the Tiny Modernist, it's her stitch along for the year. It's an enchanted greenhouse, I think, or something. Yeah, I think I'm going to stitch that. I think I'm going to get it and stitch it. Don't think I need to, but I think I'm going to. It will fit on this piece of Lakeside Needlecraft. Oh, it's blue. It's not grey. This is from the Fabric of the Month Club. It's called, who knows? Oh no, I've got it. Elemental. But I think I need something grayer because this has got a lot of white in it. Again, I'll put a little screenshot of Elemental up so you can actually see what colour this fabric is. This is 36 count. It would be perfect. I've had a cat's claw in this. It's got a pull. But I think it needs to be grayer to make the rest of it stand out a bit. So I'm going to have a ratch through my stash, and if I've got a piece that's the right colour, I might buy the pattern and start that. So I did a month without starting all the things, and now I'm contemplating starting. I've started one thing, probably going to start 2 things, 3 things, 4 things, 5 things. Oh dear. But that's how it goes, isn't it? And I'm going to keep up with my Whipgo. This is in supplementum of Whipgo, I'm afraid. So, plus I was so good through January. I didn't buy a thing either of anything in January. Like no craft stuff, no treats, nothing that wasn't just a necessary item. And I was just going, oh, I need something. So I have an order from Lakeside Needlecraft coming of 2 pieces of fabric. The DMC I need for, I think I didn't find 4 of the DMC for Aphrodite, and 2 dinky dyes. So it's not that much. We shall see. If that piece of fabric matches perfectly, then I'll probably got some new long dogs to show you next week. But I'll stitch them at the same time. I'll stitch the 2 together, sort of inverse of each other. So I'm looking forward to that. And that's all for me, apart from to do my spin for this little win for 20 for Whipgo box 20. My little Love the Clowns Irish stamp. I did spin here. It's quite a long little video, so I'm going to just backfill for a moment. And the winner came out as Roxine Green 5722. So Roxanne, if you want to message me on Instagram or email me, if you can't find me, look me up on Facebook and messenger me. There's only 2 people with my name as far as I'm aware on Facebook, and one of them's me and one of them's not me. It's not a picture of my face, it's a picture of Eric sitting in a window. A cat is my little Facebook logo. But by all means, I've got lost in here. By all means, drop me a line, okay? And I'll get that into the post. I am up to date. Last outstanding needle miner of the month got posted off. My 1 eBay order is posted off, and the giveaway from box 7 is posted off. Done. So we're all up to date. I am going to have to sort out a Shopify account because I'm really missing not selling things. And that's that, guys. I'm going to go and spend a little bit of time with my boy, and I will see you all in a week, and we'll see how many starts I've done and how many stitches I've done. Yeah, so that was 7,188 stitches for the week, which for my running annual total is 40,580 year to date. I'm going to go and do some stitching and see my boy. Right, I will catch you later on. Bye bye, guys.